Hello, Kellyanne Matuskiewicz here from my vehicle. The sun just came out. Perfect timing, if I do say so myself. My website is www.kellyannecorey.com. And today I'm popping on with a couple of things. I'm going to share my intuition experiment and offering it to you as something that you could do for yourself to be able to tune in and understand and know what is the voice of fear and what is the voice of your heart, soul, gut, intuition. Hello, Melissa. Oh, it's so lovely to see you. Hello, beautiful. And then the other thing that I'm going to speak about today is self-sabotage being a survival mechanism, right? So coming from the perspective of choice is always our superpower. And even if we're self-sabotaging, it's a choice and it's not good, bad, right, or wrong. But it comes a point in understanding, what, like the deeper desires, right? When you're really lined up with the thing that you say that you want for yourself, when you're finally done with getting in your own way, right? So again, it's not good, bad, right, or wrong. It's always choice. And sometimes we make choices that make things a little bit more challenging for ourselves. And so when I'm talking about self-sabotage, I'm referring to whether you're, you have goals, health goals, or you have some focus that you want to put towards sharing your message or your art or your healing, or you have like personal development goals, or you really want to, have mind, body, spirit balance, but your choices aren't lining up, right? Or you'll go so far, you'll hit up against a wall or a ceiling, right? And it'll look like self-sabotage. But what I want to offer you today is that it's actually something underneath. There's a fear or a pain that you are not wanting to feel, right? It's like there's something in the way, and it's the thing that's in the way that actually tells you it's going to be more painful to address it, look at it, be present with it, than it is to actually keep holding on to it and trying to work around it and try to manage it and try to keep it under the surface. So, backing up to my intuition experiment, I'm sitting in a parking lot. Yesterday, there's a new center about 30 minutes from me. And they, do all these neat things like mindful. Well, I came today for a mindfulness. They do yoga. They do acupuncture. They do, there was some kind of like, I don't know, spiritual circle thing, right? So, hi, Maria. And so yesterday, so it was today at 2, and yesterday I said, hey, are you guys going to, how long is the mindfulness thing? And is it a meditation or is it like a discussion? And how's that for lighting? And they're like, yep, it's from 2 to 3. I was like, all right, cool. So then I was getting this like no to not come up. And sometimes, like I've been a little lazy with my imagination lately, and it's gotten the mind parasites have taken over, and I was feeding them a little bit of just mind fuckery for food, and so that's what made it a little bit more challenging for me today to interpret the no that I was getting, if it was like an authentic, like real soul guided no, right? Because my intuition is pretty sharp. But because of the mind fuckery, actually over the last couple of weeks, like a lot of this stuff is coming to the surface to like see what we're holding on to, what we're believing in, what we're, participating in, choosing. And if we want to let it go or not, right? We're starting to see how it's impacting our lives, our relationships, our health, our money, right? And rather than get tied into like the thing that is happening, it's really so much about as if you're being presented with a menu. Do I still want to hold on to this limitation? Do I still want to run the belief that there's something wrong with me? Do I still want to run the belief that I'm a horrible person? Right? Because that's where the self-sabotage actually comes in play. It's not about that you didn't show up to the gym, because actually you can lose weight with your mind. It's helpful. It's actually going to the gym is helpful for my mind. It's not that you didn't get your workshop together in time. It's not that you, didn't do the live and you said you were going to do it, or write the post, or do the art show, or, put yourself on the online dating or whatever, right? It's not that you didn't do the thing. You've been doing the thing. The reason why it's not working is because actually what's underneath it, right? The underneath beliefs of I don't know enough. I'm not worthy. What if I fail? What if people don't show up? What if people don't respond? Let's just take a brief pause at look how much smack J-Lo and Shakira got, and they're for performing and, being brilliant, in their performance and their fitness and their endurance to be able to put on a show like that, right? Hi, Emily. And they got a bunch of smack. So subconsciously, we're taking in that information. So as much as even if we support it, or if you don't support it, whatever, regardless, you're taking in information that by showing up, there's always going to be haters. But when you do show up, when you do share more of who you are, when you do, drop the walls from around your heart and start to put yourself in positions where you could potentially meet a love, or, open up your heart and share your vulnerable message and your healing, and take that next step beyond your comfort zone, you are putting yourself in a position where somebody's going to say something about you. And so you subconsciously hold yourself back, because it's not about doing the thing. It's about what's underneath it. Am I going to be made fun of? Are people going to talk smack about me? Are people going to question, I don't know, whatever, right? It's are they going to make fun of what I look like, or right? So here's where, do you guys see where it's the self-sabotage is actually a survival mechanism to protect you from re-traumatizing yourself? So it's not good, bad, right, or wrong. It is what it is. And it's on some level, it's a choice, until you get to a point where you're so frustrated. I didn't even finish the intuition experiment. Sorry, I'm flowing. The belief underneath is really what the survival mechanism is protecting you from re-traumatizing yourself. So, and you'll get to a point where you're just done. You're just done doing the managing of the emotions, the managing of the feelings, the avoidance of allowing your soul and your heart to be expressed and met, right? And the mind fuckery of all of this, and the mind fuckery of the metaphysics of it, is that when you're carrying that energy inside of you of fear of betrayal, fear of any kind of pain, right? Just any kind of fear, that in carrying that energy, you're actually attracting the experiences to you. So this is where it's things start to happen outside of you. There's discord in relationship. You're getting triggered by your boss. You're not getting responses from the workshop that you put together. It's because of the energy within, and what is happening is to support you in seeing that for yourself. So if you are getting triggered by other people, if relationships are getting chaotic, or if you're just starting to feel like your old stuff or your beliefs or your wounds are coming at you, you're in the middle of 5 baseball cages with those automatic balls that run, it's because you're really being guided to step more into your power, into the empowerment, and to be dropping these stories, to be letting go of these beliefs, and to be allowing the fears to dissolve. It's what inspires you? What is it that you want to experience in this life, right? Ooh, sunny. And so hold on, let me just see what I have to say about that, and then I want to go back to my intuition experiment. I don't feel like I finished it. So the point to all of this is that if you know there's something inside of you, that there's more of you to be experiencing, but there's something in your way, then you're right. And it does not require massive amounts of like digging for things. You know, we are in 2020, and in case you didn't know, and as fast as our technology and our cell phones have advanced, like that's how fast your system, your evolution as a, you know, human on this journey is moving quickly. And so the healing and the processes that we did in the 80s, the 90s, you know, or even the last few years, like they've advanced and advanced. And so where this shift is where you're dissolving these beliefs, right? It's like you don't even have to go into like where they came from, how they were developed, you know, all of the digging, because perpetual and consistent digging, you're always going to be finding something. That's not what my work and process and how I've, you know, gone beyond my healing journey and weight loss journey and, you know, transmuting trauma and you know, like breaking through all these inner beliefs and constructs and limitations and fears. Like, you know, when I talk about trauma, it's because I really get it, where it's like your brain has been, you know, programmed in certain ways of survival. And when you're in that survival state, it's tricky to the nervous system, right? Because every time that you're going to do something that goes outside your comfort zone, right? You say something that you want to do, your survival mechanism kicks in because your nervous system is like, wait a minute, that feels dangerous. You know, I could be annihilated. I could be killed, whatever, right? And it's really just like your nervous system has just been tweaked and it needs to be untweaked. And that's where I'm talking about working on the energetic system. It's like going below the stories, going below the experiences to the core of where it all began, is at the energetic disruption. Right? Because when we have traumas, our system, what we do is we go into fight, flight, or freeze, right? And sometimes we get stuck there, or we just get so used to operating from that survival space. I mean, that's the shadow side of technology, where there's always like instant gratification, more information at our fingertips, right? So that's like the shadow side of it. And that does also train our own system to kind of always be doing that. So you really, you know, if you're finding yourself, you know, just your emotions all over the place, up and down, or, you know, anxiety at the snap of the fingers and not being able to move through it, and you find that you're trying to manage like the pain, or you're trying to manage the upset, the fear, the sadness, the anxiety, whatever, it's like that's energy that is just asking for your presence. And again, you don't have to go into the story and the trauma and all of that. So anyway, what else did I want to say? I want to go back to my intuition experiment. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Hi, Dick. Let me know if you have any questions about any of this. So my intuition experiment. So I had confirmed that the thing I was coming to today, where I'm parked in the parking lot, was from 2 to 3. It was a mindfulness meeting at this new place I had opened, and confirmed with him yesterday, but I was getting a no. And because of, you know, I don't know, I'm going through upgrades and shifting and, you know, really clearing out some old beliefs myself. The clarity on the no, there was parts where I was getting a no. And it was like, well, is this a no because you're going out of your comfort zone? And right, because it's a new place. And yeah, I don't, you know, I just felt like it was, yeah. It felt like a community that I wanted to connect with, but we'll see. We'll see. So long story short, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to use that as an intuition experiment. I tuned into, right? So it's like, or your body. I mean, this is why it's so important to clear trauma from your body, to clear the energy from your body. Because when we have these traumatic experiences, we store it in our body. We store the beliefs in our body. We store the energy in our body. And your body is where your internal GPS system is. It's where your intuition comes from. It's what, it's either just like this knowing, it could be a tactile, it could be a hearing. And so you want to clear the static that's keeping you from having that clear channel to your own system. If somebody was to ask me, is like, what is one of the things that, you like support people in your work the most, is like having them connect with themselves and their own system. Yeah. And being able to like, self-trust and yeah. Okay. Side note. So I was like, I'm going to use that as an intuition experiment. I came up here and it's just like, I knew right away. Like, I just knew. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going in. Like, I'm here. I'm just going to follow. I have no idea if there's another reason I should be in here. And, yeah. And she was just kind of frazzled. And she's just like, yeah, no, it just got really busy, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I just sent a message last night. And so whatever's happening, it's like, okay, now I know. Oh, so this is what I was saying. So I was when I was driving up, and I was like, this feels like it might be a no, but is it a no for what reason? Okay, I was like, well, I'm going and I'm gonna into it. And it was like, now I know in my body when it's like it's a no. There's a new physical sensation. And so there's that. And, who knows what kind of, ripple effect that's going to have on them, as far as like, who's going to make sure the events are like taken care of, or, who's, what's the cancellation procedure and whatnot. Right. So there's going to be a thing. And then I had the time and space to drop in and do this video. And then at the same time, as I was sitting here, we came through. I'm going to be it started to come through, but it's like, oh, I'm supposed to talk about it today. I'm doing a new group course. It's called Illuminated, and more is going to come through about it. But essentially what we're going to be doing is, shining the light on the dark spaces within. And this isn't about like, oh, we've got to go find the dark spaces and everything that's wrong. It's like, no, we're going to shine the light, and what's no longer serving, we're going to eject. We're going to release. Right. So this, you're going to get clear on the beliefs that you've been operating from, and learn how to dismantle and transmute them, and to integrate into you a new belief. So imagine it's like you're going to be learning how to like go through your own upgrades on your own system all of the sessions that I did in January. I did this special session for January, and so many of them said, I feel like me again. I feel like me. I feel like I could take on the world. Because so many of them were carrying other people's energy. So many of them were filtering their experiences through these fear programs that they were holding the energy in their body for decades. And so cleared that within 30 minutes. And now the space is open to really tap into, what is it that I want to experience? What do I want to create? What kind of, life do I want to be an expression of, right? Like what does excite me? What does turn me on? What do I want for my love and my money and my lifestyle and my home, right? Like how many, I know for me on my journey, I had to shed a lot of shoulds, and it came in like the form of ending my 12-year relationship and engagement, right? Where it was just like, that was a big decision that had a lot of tentacles of how worthy I was, whether I was like messing up my life or not, or like, fears around never meeting someone ever again, and you know what? It's the very thing that got me more connected to who I am and on this journey and healing my heart, right? Pulling all of my pieces back together and being able to do this work with other people. And sit in the parking lot in the middle of an afternoon after, a meeting, and would have been meeting, but you get my point, like having freedom in my life to be able to create it. Like I said, shine the light, get more clear out what is not serving you, right? On a group level, understand how to be more in touch with the beliefs that you're operating from, how to transmute the energy of them, how to tune more deeply into your own intuition, your own knowing, like getting super clear on what your, superpower is. So we're going to shine the light on all the things. And what I'll tell you is some of the side benefits of this will be releasing weight. It'll be circulating money in. It'll be having motivation and, what is the word I'm looking for? Execution on your ideas finally, right? Because it's like when you're not carrying backpacks of stuff and beliefs and fears, it's so much easier to move forward in your life. Yeah. So I will post some information about that shortly. And if you have any questions about it, or you definitely want to be a part of it, like drop an emoji or a GIF, something funny. I don't care. Just show a GIF anyway. I'll post a link and you guys decide what you want to do with it after. But I don't know. GIFs are funny. Am I saying that right? Or is it GIF? I know I included it once and I still don't get it. Anyway, hey, Kevin, how's it going, man? Who else is here? All right, I'm just gonna, hey, Justine, hello, beautiful. You're welcome, Melissa. Thank you so much for being here. I love when your energy is here. Hey, Al. All right, guys, I'm gonna take off, and yeah, Whole Foods is up here, so I mean, it's a win. Who knows? I just follow flow. And here's, okay, I'm gonna leave you with this last gem that is dropping in, is that like the best thing that you can do for yourself is just to like be aware of like your energy and your response, right? So I'm sure years ago I would have been pissed off and had a lot of like reasons to like be blamey or mad or something, right? But it's like I trust so much, and yeah, it's just like when you take emotion out of it, when you take the narrative, when you take the story out of it and just drop into flow, it's like life flows to you and with you. Yeah. You're welcome, Justine. So nice to see you. Maria says, thanks, Kelly. You're always inspiring for some reason. Brought tears to my eyes. Oh, good. Well, hopefully they're good, beautiful tears and I touched your heart. I definitely felt some energy moving through me, and hope you all felt it. And enjoy the rest of your day. And if you happen to catch the replay and you have questions or you want to comment, I will circle back. Thanks always for tuning in. And if you know anybody that would benefit from this, please feel free to share. Thank you. Mwah.